This show is sponsored by Lila Arboretum Society.
Hi, I'm Vi Gogol, a master gardener, and you are in the garden. And today's garden is Allison Mowry's garden. Hi, Allison.
Hi, Vi.
I was really taken with this area out in front when we came up the road.
Great.
And you want to tell us, a little bit about this area?
Well, right now we have Russian sage and sedum that's peeking through, and I just have a natural stand of milkweed that just popped up, and I decided to keep it because I've got lots of butterflies, and that's a main source for the monarch larva. So
and that's what caught my eye, the fact that you had all that milkweed out here, and I think that's so important for people to know. But like I was telling you, later on in the season, you may want to pick the pods off, or they'll be in all of your flower beds.
Right. This was a lot more sedum, Russian sage, ornamental grass. Everything had a place and everything in its place. And this year, it's sort of just become a big mass of Russian sage, and I think that it's just about ready to pop. Some beautiful purple color, and I'm okay with that.
Purple,
yeah, I'm okay with the fact that it's doing its own thing.
Yeah, I like it more natural, like this.
Yeah. Easy to take care of when it does that. I come in here in the spring and I cut everything down and we weed it and mulch it, and it's good to go.
Okay, well, we've got an awful lot to see here. Let's move on.
Okay, let's move on.
Well, let's see. What have we got out here? One of the things that I love is your Stewardia.
Yeah, Korean Stewardia. It flowers now, which is really great.
Yeah, mine's just finished.
Yeah. It's been suffering because of the 90-degree temperatures. I've got a few crinkled leaves on there, but I'm really excited that we're having those beautiful flowers that come out this time of year.
Yeah.
So it's a summer flowering tree with 4 seasons of interest.
And it's the flowers are big enough that you can see them. It's not some of them you can't see the shape because they're little bunches and little tiny flowers. Yeah. But I love that.
I'm taking a risk by having it here on the south side of the house because it is getting a little burnt and stressed because of the 90-degree temperatures that we've had. But I'm going to just keep it watered and hope it works out. I have another one in the yard, but it's kind of in the woodlot, so you can't really tell. But my favorite thing about it is the bark. Most definitely that camouflage bark is.
Yeah. Well, right now my favorite thing is the flowers.
Yeah.
Because it was unexpected.
Definitely.
Okay, what if we got along the side of the house over here, the front?
Sure.
Let's see, we've got some specimens in here.
Oh, my favorite specimens. I've got a lot of sad, depressed plants. A lot of weeping ones. But they are gorgeous. I've got my weeping purple fountain beech here at the front door that I've had for at least 12 years behind the pot.
And the pot ties the colors together.
Yes, I was really clever about that, huh?
Yeah.
And then along here, thank you for your suggestion with a weeping white pine to break up the monotony of this straight and narrow path. But this has been really a challenge for me. Being a designer, I'm like, how do I deal with this uneven space? It gets the planting bed's wide and then it gets skinny, and how do I keep it symmetrical? But I think we did a nice job. Thanks for the suggestion.
Yeah, well, you had the plant setting out here all except for the tree.
Yeah.
It wasn't too hard.
No.
And I think you told me once that you had somebody helping you weeding and they pulled out all your plants.
They did, yes. It must have been really bad.
Well, they were small.
Yeah,
they were small. You were just nursing them along.
Yeah.
What's the evergreen at the end of the...
Weeping Norway spruce, and then a globosa spruce, which, if you get those in the store, they're quite small, but that's about its mature size.
Yeah,
perfect. I love that combination of blue and dark green. It's really pretty. And then across the way, I have an Indian Magic crabapple, which is a multi-stem. You don't often see those. But that is ablaze in pink for just about a short time in the spring.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed with the crab apples. They don't, I've got a couple, and they just don't bloom very long.
Yeah, but when it does, it's beautiful pink, and then I've got the orange of the heuchera underneath it, and those lavender are blooming, so it's just all the fun colors.
Yeah, I don't know if Dave can see the heuchera, but that's Southern Comfort, and that I didn't do it, but I love that one, and it's flourishes. It's not
does.
some of the new hybrids some of them are expensive annuals.
True, true. This one's supposed to tolerate a little more sun, and I've got it here in pretty dense shade. And then
Okay.
I've got the little Missy hemeracalis, or daylily. And you can see the seed pods from my Allium giganteum.
Oh yeah, the big.
Aren't those fun? Everybody suggests that I paint them, but I'm more of a natural kind of gal.
Yeah. From a distance, I wanted him to pick that up because
that's nice.
it's a nice view. Sometimes we just go through and look at the flowers and we forget we've got a vista out there to capture.
True.
And you can't pronounce these, huh?
Well, Sanguinium petunia, and this is a salvia. I'm not quite sure what the name of it is. I usually like to use blackie, but they suggested this mauve color. And elephant ears.
You know what they are.
Yeah.
And euphorbia.
Euphorbia. Isn't that fun? I love
Is
how
it
whimsical.
frosted?
It's a different variety.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
this
know
year.
they came out with a different one right
Yeah.
after the frosted one, and I don't know if the name of it is.
Yeah, and of course,
And I love the combination of the green, this shade of green with the purple.
I know, isn't it
That
great?
looks
With
so
the hot
nice.
pink in there too, just juicy. Just
Yeah,
love
you
it.
got some nice colors
Yeah,
in there.
and I have no idea what this one is. It looked great to me, and I shoved it in there. And then we have a Suncoleus also, which was just different for me. You know, I have a plant palette, and the only thing that's my typical plant palette is the sweet potato and the petunia. So everything's together.
Well,
And
your
I
pots
think-
are beautiful.
And I think it's just fun to have that pop of color with a cornucopia color inside, and
Now, should we tell them, people, that they should go to River Street Flowerland
Well,
in the middle of the winter
in
when
the
they
middle
have
of the winter when they are
have
on
their
clearance, and you can get some good frost-free pots. That's what these are. I leave them out all winter, or I could take them inside. You know, either way.
And,
Yeah, I like to have pots where I congregate, because that's the areas that I like to, spend a lot of time. So I'm more likely to water them and take care of them and enjoy them.
but
because
and
I'm
there won't
here.
in pots. There's not so many weeds, so
Oh,
you don't.
no.
You can sit
Yes.
there and enjoy them without
Yes.
having to jump up and pull weeds
Yeah, absolutely.
while your drink gets hot.
True.
Shall we walk through here?
Sure. Let's walk through here. Come and see my Rosetta patio. It's about, I don't know, 10 years old.
Into the
Really?
shade.
Had a nice time putting it in. My crew, a long time ago, put it in for me. It was nice and easy to do. But it's cast concrete that's made to look like slate. So it's a really nice product.
Oh,
you can
yeah,
get it from
and-
Consumers Concrete. Or,
And you can. There's a coating that they sometimes put on this stuff too.
I haven't sealed it. Somebody asked me if I was going to get rid of the moss, and I think
I like it.
I like it too. It gives it a certain
Now your roses through here,
old-fashionedness.
are they all
They're all knockouts.
All
Yep,
knockouts.
yep.
And then you got Calamagrostis,
Carl Forster.
Carl Forster
Yep,
grass.
yep. And then I have a Chamaecyparis right here that's hiding my wellhead. If you see it right here, it looks like an arborvitae, but that's truly a Chamaecyparis called Soft Serve. I got it from one of my shrub distributors, and they were very small, maybe 2 feet tall. When I
All
planted
three
them
of
about
those?
10 years ago. Yes. The deer don't touch them. I would love to get my hands on some more, but I really like that plant. And then behind that are some limelights, which what I've heard, nobody's are blooming yet. So I'm really anxious for those to bloom, limelight hydrangeas. And behind those are blue muffin viburnum, which when those berries, if you can zoom in on those, you can see the berries.
Oh,
that
I
are
can see
green
them
that
from a
used to be
distance
white
even.
flowers.
Yeah.
But those are going to turn just this beautiful dark blue,
And the birds like them.
and the birds love them. And so that's going to be a nice added feature. This was my Mother's Day present to me a couple of years ago, was this Japanese cutleaf maple, viridis. And it turns a fiery red-orange in the fall.
Oh.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
And more Southern Comfort heuchera on the bottom. And then that's Hakani Cloa. That's one called All Gold.
And I call it Japanese forest
And
grass
some people call it Japanese forest
because I can pronounce all that.
because nobody can say Hakani Cloa. I like this space for me because it feels intimate. You know, I've got the grasses that makes it feel like it's a wall. You know, you sit in here and you feel like, I feel like I'm in a different place.
Yeah, and there's more.
Oh, I love my containers. Yep.
You got your potting bench here.
My potting bench / serving bar.
Oh, where's the wine?
Where's the wine? Got to get some boxed wine for you.
You got, is that plant there is growing in a pot?
Yep. It's also another Chamaecyparis. I think it's called Goldilocks.
Oh,
I just like to mix it up a little bit, have evergreen potted plants with my annuals, and just to add some texture and color.
Yep, and your little patio out here, your little
My
deck.
Yeah, want to walk out there?
Yeah, why don't we?
I like to come out here in the mornings and have coffee.
It's shaded in the morning,
Yep,
right?
absolutely. This is the north side of the house.
Oh,
But
we're
it's
gonna
really
have to.
warm right now in the afternoon. The
Yeah,
sun's really
Dave
high.
needs to come all the way through so that you can take pictures down over the
Oh, my
over the
fire
edge.
pit.
Yeah, the fire
Eventually
pits.
placed for the hot tub.
Oh, I'll come back when there's a hot tub.
Okay, and
You're
some wine.
into heat on this side.
Yeah.
Fire pit and a hot tub.
Yeah. Don't edit that.
No, leave it on.
We had fun doing this. This has been really cool because this has been almost like a dip in the backyard. It's still under a little bit of construction. We're gonna have to get some grass growing, but we sodded it. Originally, it was just a bunch of overgrown English ivy and weeds, and the thought of having a patio was there for a long time, and of course this was the impetus to get things ready. But this was just a simple L channel edging and aggregate, which is crushed limestone. So this is considered an aggregate patio, which I think all told it might have been just a couple $100s for the materials.
And then over this way, there's all kinds of more viburnums and.
Oh, and this is my favorite viburnum. If you walk around on the east side of the house, I've got some bigger specimens, but this one is called Viburnum nudum. It's the glossy leafed shrub. It also gets berries after it flowers, and the berries are just beautiful blue-red color. And then the fall color on this plant is also a wine red fall color, as viburnums are known for great fall color. But it's a nice alternative for something like a burning bush because of the fall color and the size. It gets about 6 to 8 feet tall.
And the golden
And these are junipers.
junipers.
Yep, zebra juniper it's called.
I love the golden.
Yeah, I just like to mix all those colors, the chartreuse and glossy leaves. You know, you don't always have to have flowers, but if you have interesting foliage
Oh,
and colors,
that's so important.
it's
If
so
we could just get that across to all
Yeah.
gardeners that
Yeah.
look at the foliage, it's going to be there longer than the flowers.
Absolutely. So I like to play with fine textured from the juniper and medium textured from the viburnum, and then more Hakani Chloa. I just think that's really fun for a little pop
A
of
nice,
color.
is that sandstone thing down there?
Oh, that is, yep, a piece of outcropping or ledge rock.
Oh, I like that kind of. And then over here, over on this side, Dave, you can see the bank that she's been landscaping.
Originally, this property had a quarry in the back. This was a quarry, but when we moved here, it was all wooded. And so it was a big hill, and we built a pole barn when we moved here, and it's where I run Allison's Landscape and Design from. And this is, I had the steps put in a couple years ago.
And you've got a dry creek bed, or creek?
You know, I like to play around with some cobblestone. I think that's a really interesting texture to work with, something a little bigger than 1 to 1.5 inch rock. And I love dry creek beds, but that's just mostly a nice little ground cover that I don't have to water. We can walk over that way if you like.
Okay.
Or do you want to walk this? Let's walk around this way. Can you do that? You want to walk down the steps? And then we can walk around and go up, because it's really a nice view.
Oh, okay.
This was just all freaking weeds. I got some pruning to do tonight, it looks like. I think this is just a place where my crew just threw plants in at the end of the year. So it has no rhyme or reason.
Oh, I see you got some steps.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's having a landscape company, it's really hard to get to your own stuff. I'm the cobbler with the kids with no shoes, or the mechanic with the car that doesn't work. But I'm really lucky to have a great crew that helped me out for a little bit to clean up this area. And I had these plants here for a long time. It just wasn't as manicured. And I'm so pleased with the lavender hidcoat, and then Hyperion daylilies, which are my favorite. If you get a chance to smell them,
Yeah.
they smell like sweet tarts. Oh, they're gorgeous. And the colors are all working out.
You know, I think that's one that my mother had, and my dad dug one up after she passed away. He dug one up so I could put it in my garden. He didn't get me the right one. It's about this tall.
Oh, you're more than welcome to come. I've got quite a bit of them that I could divide in the fall. And then I've got more Japanese forest grass, because that likes shade. And again, this is the north side of the house. And this blue spruce is one of the few plants that I kept when we moved here. And it was so pretty when you drive up the driveway. It was just this big blue sentinel, and it's a little worse for wear. But we've got some Empress Wu, which is supposed to be the giant hosta.
Well, mine wintered over in a pot.
Oh, nice.
Haven't planted it yet.
You know, and I really, these steps turned out really nice when we put them in.
Oh,
And
they're gorgeous.
these are just Ready Rock brand steps from Consumers Concrete that are really easy to install if you have equipment, that is.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on up. So this,
The tree?
yeah, that's a dogwood that I replaced from a client's house that wasn't doing so well, and it's now doing fabulous here.
Yeah, it wanted to be. It wanted to go home
It
with
wanted
you.
to come home with me, apparently.
Yeah.
So this area had been my vegetable garden for a really long time, and we just had a path, and it was compost in the back, and it was just kind of a catch-all utilitarian area. And I've always wanted to have kind of just some kind of structure, whether it was a shed or something to collect my favorite things. And we came up with this greenhouse.
And you got some topiaries in there too.
Yeah.
Is that one?
I've got some nice topiaries. One is rosemary.
Rosemary.
And then there's
That's
a
what I was trying to
fern.
remember.
Yep.
I should remember it. Rosemary is for remembrance.
Yes, it is. It helps you remember, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So this is really fun. We got a greenhouse kit and built a knee wall with cedar shakes, and
It's really
it just
nice.
really turned out great.
And I got to go home to mine. Mine's falling apart.
Yeah, I think we could use the space in so many different ways. It's not just a greenhouse where we can grow things in the winter, maybe start some seeds, but it's an area for destination, another room in my garden where we can enjoy, have little campouts with my kids, or have a luncheon, or just anything that we can do. I can go back out there and get inspired to.
Is there
do
room for a
designs.
cot in there?
There can be, sure. It's a 10 by 12.
Oh, so there's plenty of room
There's
for a
plenty
cot.
of
I was going to
room,
say your
yeah.
kids could sleep out here.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll think that's great. My 13-year-old will probably love that. But yeah, it was great work. And originally the doors were sliding doors that just, you can see how the greenhouse kit stops.
Yeah.
And so we had to modify it. And we got the doors from Timeless Furnishings
And we've
on
got
20th
the-
Street.
Yeah.
And we've got the builder right here.
You might want to turn around and take a picture of the guy that built the greenhouse. We're going to get him on camera.
Gonna get him on camera.
I wasn't gonna wear my Mason shirt.
Yeah.
Over that.
He's not. He's all dusty and been working
still
hard.
building.
That doesn't show on
It
camera.
doesn't have
All right,
show
very
on
good.
camera.
No.
The glads are not working like I'd hoped. This right here, I had to buy this Campanula bellflower. It's a variety called Samantha, and my 13-year-old's name is Samantha, so we had to have that in the garden. And then this is Lismachia, or gooseneck loosestrife.
Right.
It's not the horrible plant that's in our waterways.
Right.
It's a garden variety, but it does tend to take over a little bit. In fact, this whole garden was Lismachia this spring, and took a lot of time to pull it. But it's a great cut flower. It just looks like a little gooseneck.
You know what that goes really well with, and I'm not sure I saw any in your garden, but the red,
Look at the hummingbird moth. Can you see it?
yeah,
Can you zoom in on it?
don't go too
there?
close, you'll scare him away.
Do you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
Jim, there's a hummingbird moth.
You see it? Dave's got it.
Do you have it? That's really
You know,
cool.
one year they were just thick.
Oh,
and then
you
there
have
have-
it. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, that was he's photogenic, I guess, or wanted to be in the camera.
I've got hummingbirds constantly coming over to the lamb's ear, but Jetta, come here. She likes to garden with me and tromp on all the flowers.
Is this the same campanula that you see before Mother's Day in one of the box stores or the grocery stores where they have them in little pots? It's a campanula. I don't remember the name of it. I've not been able to keep it alive.
Yeah.
And it is a perennial. Why they're selling it that way without telling people is
Yes,
beyond me.
yeah.
Okay, on this side, look at the cone flowers.
Yes, we've got some purple coneflower. I mixed in pink and white just for kicks and giggles. I love using hydrangea and boxwood because the two combination, it could be a hot mess behind the boxwood, but the boxwood provides some formality. And then this is silvery sunproof liriope. Another one of my favorite plants.
Now, your boxwood, is that a variety that stays small?
Yes. Yep.
Because the one I bought
Green velvet.
is real tall,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I thought it was going to be small.
And then I have a dwarf blue spruce. People are always like, "Oh, why did you plant that? It's going to get huge." But this is a variety that only gets 6 to 10 feet tall.
And you're not going to be mowing around it
No.
to
not gonna be-
damage the branches so
Right,
that the
right.
disease can get in it.
Right. And then behind that is the green giant arborvitae that's supposed to be deer proof and that gets very, very large. So that I wanted to just forget about what's behind there and not have to deal with it.
Okay,
But that's going to provide a nice screen.
Yeah, Dave's going to have to write that name down when he edits for it, because I've got a place that I want to grow, but you said deer proof,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and that's what I need where I want to grow it.
I got them at Horrocks
Okay.
for 25% off of $140. They were really, they're huge. They're
I-
big. I had to have the muscle plant them.
Well, I don't have any muscles anymore.
Oh, one of my favorite things that I put in here is my Hort Farm flat. I used to work at the MSU horticulture farm, and they were throwing these out, and I got a bunch of them.
Let Dave get it.
It's one of those things, in your garden you can put all those things that you love, and I think that's what I'm trying to do here is just surround myself with things that I love and that I enjoy, and that's just part of my history. And I'm kind of proud of that.
I'm going to move over here so that Dave can see the ladder in the corner with stuff on it.
The old busted down ladder that we took out of Jim's garage last night.
I like it when you put things to another use.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
Who wants to throw away something that's useful? Whoops. Yeah, I love
It's a little hotter in here.
Yeah, we're going to move
It's
out.
like 10 degrees hotter.
Now, what do you call these things? Are they actually?
Doorstop. Yeah, it's very heavy.
Is that really what they were
That's
designed for?
Yeah.
I love it.
Isn't it cute? It's a little bunny. I used to have bunnies. I got this from Southern Exposure when they're leaving. So
Yeah.
I went there looking for some pots, and Scott said that he got these from Poland. So it's kind of cool.
Oh.
It's my. Oh, Jim. He wanted to put some special touches on it, and so he's very proud. There's a vine pattern on the greenhouse, and he overlaid just some leaves that he took out of the yard. And I don't know what he used because he's got all these tools down there that I have no clue what they are. But he's very talented at creating things.
Well, the dog knows how to find shade, even if it's just a small amount.
Yeah, that's under my Dr. Comey trough.
Tell me where that trough came from?
That's from England. He brought that over on an airplane. So when we went to dismantle his garden, which was hard, I saw that there, and
Does she still live there?
no, she moved to Ann Arbor. Barb did.
Okay.
But she allowed me to take that home with me.
They're very heavy to move. I imagine that she left
Oh
them.
my goodness, this was ridiculous. I could barely move. I mean, I had 3 of us moving it with a dolly, and that's an actual piece of stone that was carved out and sitting in the pasture somewhere in England. This is what's modeled, for us when we build our hypertufa stone trough class. And this stands the test of time. I actually had a hypertufa trough, the first one I made, that's just sitting back there crumbling. But
Now, I wasn't real crazy about the hypertufa, but I love the stone carved out.
Sure. I can't imagine how he got that over here.
We must have paid a fortune to put it on the airplane.
Oh my
Don't they
gosh,
go
it
by
is-
the pound?
It is ridiculously heavy. It's just really, really heavy. But it's, again, it's those things that I love and that I always take with me.
Okay. Well, I think it's time to wrap up, isn't it, Dave?
I think we've seen everything at the Mowry Garden.
Yes, everything's so beautiful. Everybody's going to love it. And you'll be out here listening to all the compliments. And, we can't do this because she's a landscape architect.
Anybody can do it. If I can do this, anybody can do this.
Yeah, it's to me, it's trial and error. I put plants, and if it doesn't work out there, I move it. I don't move furniture inside my house. I put it where I want it, and it stays there forever. But plants in the garden, they get moved all the time.
Mine too. I actually say I move my plants like I move my furniture because I'm doing that constantly, both places. And You know, my love of gardening came from my love of science and art. And it's just really, you know, taking what you learn and enjoying it. And
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I want to thank you for being on Garden Tour this year. I know that everyone's going to love the garden, and thank you for letting us videotape, because there are a lot more people that didn't go on Garden Tour are going to be sorry because they're going to see it, but they're not going to get the total effect. Well, and again, thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.
If you would like to become a Master Gardener, call 969-0270, extension 116. If you have questions or suggestions about this show, call 963-1448.
AccessVision. Your voice, your community.